to investigators connected to recruitment violations during the COVID-19 dead period. A kickoff at Grand Valley State University's Lake Accelerated program is today. GVSU President Philomena Mantella says the program matches students with employers where the student will have a paid internship and a scholarship.
We need to think of a variety of creative ways to be sure that we're readying our students for the workplace as well as for, the broad changes they're going to experience over their lifetimes, and that we are keeping students in Michigan. And so the focus of this program really began with talking to our employer community.
5 companies have joined the partnership: Axer, Amway, Cascade Engineering, Corewell Health, and Michigan Software Labs. GVSU is also an employer partner. The countdown to kickoff is on for the Lions, who make their return to Monday Night Football for the first time in 3 years this evening as they host the the Las Vegas Raiders. It will be the first home game on Monday night for Detroit since September 2018. Among those on the bandwagon is Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, who says the success of the Lions has helped lift the city's profile nationally. WSGW News Time, 9:10. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
A little bit of a colder forecast is in store for the next couple of days. We only have a high of 41 today with a northwest wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour and a couple of isolated rain and snow showers, particularly in the lake effect belts and our northwestern locations. For tonight, just partly cloudy with a low of 27, and our wind will start to turn towards the southwest with a speed of 5 to 10. Then on Tuesday, Halloween, mostly just some afternoon and evening rain and snow showers, but that chance is definitely there, especially by the evening time frame. We'll only have a high of 40 on Tuesday. Temperatures falling into the 30s by trick-or-treating time, so you'll want to bundle up if you are going to be heading out trick-or-treating, especially as wind chills will start to fall into the upper 20s. By Wednesday, we'll also have a high of 41. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Currently, it's 36 degrees at WSGW.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome to the Art Lewis Show. It's Monday, everybody. Let's do it this week. Matt Felan here with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance. I'm filling in for Art over the course of the next week as Art is on a well-deserved and much-needed vacation. As you know, when you listen in when I am hosting for Art, we really use this as an opportunity to tell some of the great stories going on across the Great Lakes Bay region. And this morning I'm thrilled because we're going to talk about one of those subject areas that I think is really what separates the Great Lakes Bay region from a lot of other areas. And that's the fact that we're home to robust higher education institutions. I think a lot of folks, when they think about higher education in the state of Michigan, their mind automatically gravitates to East Lansing, Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, different areas, absolutely Mount Pleasant, which is going to be a big part of our discussion today. But the Great Lakes Bay region as a whole, for our listeners, you may not realize, we're home to 8 institutions of higher education learning, from CMU, SVSU, Northwood, Davenport, Delta, Mid-Michigan College, Alma College, MSU Supply Chain College, the Tribal College. 50 to 60,000 college students reside right here in the Great Lakes Bay region on an annual basis. And it is a phenomenal power that we have with that access to talent. So this morning, we're joined by friends from the west side of the region, Bob Davies, president of Central Michigan University, and Tim Hood, president of Mid-Michigan College. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Great. I love talking about higher education. I just think, everything that's happening economically is all about the talent war. And everyone wants to know where we're going to get talent, where we're going to get employees, companies. Everyone's focused on that. And I believe that the Great Lakes Bay region is very fortunate to have this level of access to higher education, and we're uniquely positioned. So thrilled to chat with both of you. But I thought maybe before that, for our listeners who may not know you, let's start with, who is Bob Davies? How long have you been here, Bob? It'd be great to hear a little bit of your personal story first.
Sure, absolutely. Just completed my 5th year. Started in 2018, September the 1st. So just opened, literally over 5 years and a couple months. Before that, I was president at Murray State University in Murray, Kentucky, and then also have a stint as the president at Eastern Oregon University, and over 30 years total in higher education. Over this past 5 years, I think some of the things that I'm extremely proud of is we've taken on some immense challenges, enrollment being among them, and we're seeing the fruits of our labor, starting to turn that around. We're very excited about doing that, and also doing it in a way where we never sacrificed academic quality, never lowered our standards, just very strong efforts to show the value of a CMU degree. We've also increased funding for research, funding for scholarships, and a whole host of other successes over the past 5 years. More importantly, we're looking to the next 5 years. Just finished our strategic planning process, where I'm very proud to say that our mission statement says it all. Our mission statement is very succinct and to the point. It is Central Michigan University is defined by the success of our students, our alumni, and the collective impact we have with the communities that we serve. I don't know of any other university that will say that they're defined by the success of their students and their alumni and the impact that they have. And to me, that's what sets us apart. So with that's who I am.
It is hard to believe you've been here 5 years. I said this kind of jokingly last week, but I really mean it. The construct of time changed during COVID, and it seems like it's almost like BC. Was this BC or AD? It almost feels that way with COVID. Was it before COVID or after COVID? So I'm shocked that you've been here 5 years. I still feel like you're the new guy. I don't know if that's good or bad, Bob.
I like being the new guy. That allows us to continue to experiment.
Yeah. Speaking of new guys, Tim Hood, the president at Mid-Michigan College. Tim, same question. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to join us at Mid-Michigan College.
Well, thank you, Matt, and good morning, Bob. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for inviting me to join you this morning. I began my career in business, helped develop several companies, and thought as I entered graduate school about age 30 that I was going to earn a master's and go back into business and buy one of the companies that I helped build. During the course of that master's program in organizational communication, I got hooked on teaching, and it was a life-changing transition for me. Served as a faculty member first in a community college, and then was recruited by my alma mater to come back and teach at the university level, and taught for a total of about 17 years at the collegiate level, and then took a leap into administration, became a dean of corporate training and community education at a progressive community college in South Central Illinois. Got very involved in connecting with communities and workforce programs, workforce development there, and eventually moved up into the ranks of chief academic officer at that college, and then was recruited by a college in Northwest Illinois to become their chief academic officer, and ultimately was promoted to president there. That was my first presidency. And then nearly 3.5 years ago, my wife and I were searching for a landscape that had better opportunity and promise than Illinois currently does. Won't get into that, but we found everything we were looking for in Mid-Michigan, and came here. We found it to be one of the most beautiful areas in the country. The college here and our university partners, especially with CMU, and as you mentioned, the other regional institutions of higher ed in Middle Michigan particularly, really drew us. And we are glad to be here. My wife and I, Valerie, have 5 daughters, the youngest of whom just graduated from our radiography program. And we're very proud of the fact that all 5 daughters now have earned community college degrees before moving on to progressive universities and/or careers. We are walking testimony for partnerships between community colleges and universities, and hope to talk a little bit later about some of the progress that we are making with CMU, and Dr. Davies' leadership has certainly been instrumental in that. I love it, Bob, that you cite student success in your mission statement, and we do too. That's why we're here. We need to never forget that. But students of all walks of life, all ages, are the main reason we serve. And the landscape of those students, who they are, what they need, and how they need it delivered is changing. And both us and CMU and other regional institutions of higher ed are adapting very nicely, as you know, Matt, and thank you for pointing that out every chance you get. We love what we do, and we love doing it in this area.
So, both of you guys have talked a little bit about enrollment, and Bob, I know that CMU has really kind of been under the spotlight of an institution that was hit hard through the COVID pandemic with enrollment decline. I know it's been a massive priority for you. How does that trajectory look? Do you feel like you see some light at the end of the tunnel? Do you feel like you're turning the corner and that enrollment is heading in the right direction? And what are the type of things you're doing to really impact positive enrollment?
No, I think we are turning the corner, and the enrollment issues at Central actually date back about 15 years, where for 13 years continuously we've had smaller class, freshman class coming in, and at the same time, especially over the last 5 years, we have significantly increased our graduation rates. So we've been able to get students through and to graduate sooner than we've had in the past. And so what we've really been able, we had this long trajectory of going down, and turning that around is no easy task. We've invested an incredible amount into our infrastructure to recruit students. We've significantly increased our marketing efforts. We've also significantly increased the way that we changed and contact students throughout the cycle of recruitment. But more importantly, we really talked about what the value of Central Michigan University is. 95% of our students have a job in hand or have been accepted to graduate school on day of graduation. We're at the top of the leaderboard, if you will, for the public universities that measure that particular criteria. And out of the 15 publics, I do believe 13 do measure them. We surpass Michigan State, for example, and others. We also know, too, that after 5 years, our students are receiving promotions above the others. And we know that that's occurring, again, through our research. Why that's occurring is because of the relationships we have with our students, first and foremost, and then also working very diligently so that they have what we call hands-on experiences. So they obviously have the classroom experiences, but how do they take that from the classroom into the real world environment? Through internships, through study abroad programs, through co-ops, through research with faculty, through community service programs and projects, through leadership activities, those type of things that we are not only educating the students on the technical skills of their chosen professional trajectory, but also the intangible skills, the professional skills, the leadership skills, so that they're able to communicate, they're able to form groups, they're able to work within groups, they're able to think critically, and showing that demonstration. So it's a combination of what I would just say, the blocking and tackling, since we're in football season, the blocking and tackling and just doing the fundamentals, but then also having a much stronger game plan and strategy around how do we make sure our graduates are able to excel both professionally and also in civically within their communities.
Gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about how Mid-Michigan actually serves as a feeder school to CMU after these messages.
The unmistakable sound and unforgettable music. Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort invites you to Christmas Jazz with Kenny G. Sunday, December 10th at 6 p.m. Tickets start at $34. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Kenny G. Beautiful music for the most beautiful of seasons. Sunday, December 10th, showtime 6 p.m. at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by At.he.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STRONG for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STRONG for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STRONG.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Canadian strike against automaker Stellantis is over after just a few hours. The union, Unifor, reached a tentative deal this morning. The walkout started at midnight. The plants in Canada produce the Chrysler 300 sedan, Pacifica minivan, and Dodge Challenger and Charger muscle cars. The United Auto Workers Union reached a tentative agreement with automaker Stellantis over the weekend, and Ford reached its tentative deal last week. So GM is the only automaker without a UAW deal. McDonald's says its customers were ordering online more and were placing bigger orders in the summer quarter. That pushed sales up and earnings top forecasts. McDonald's says it remains confident in its future and the strategic direction of its business. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by At.he.
Morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, and I am joined by Bob Davies, president at CMU, and Tim Hood, president at Mid-Michigan College. Before the break, Tim, I was talking about the importance of Mid-Michigan College to CMU and vice versa. You guys really have an important relationship together in terms of that pipeline. How is that working relationship between your two institutions?
Well, in our view, it just keeps getting better and stronger. We share space here, and it's been a long-standing tradition that progressive community colleges partner with progressive universities, and I think we're a shining example of how that is supposed to work. And I would add that more and more with some of that transition I referred to earlier and what students need and how they need it and when they need it. We're seeing bridges between particularly high schools, K-12 school districts, community colleges and universities, so that there's a seamless flow of education and training from the time that they enter into high school and then ideally go on to a community college. And I should mention that during those high school years, Mid is very proud of the fact that over the last 2 years, we've had record numbers of high school students in dual enrolled classes where they're actually earning college credit that builds towards degrees and industry recognized credentials while they're still in high school. And then coming to us, they're already familiar with us. They already have college credit from us. And we work very closely with CMU's faculty, staff, and administration to make sure that our curricula align, to make sure that we have transferable credits and coursework that flows seamlessly into the baccalaureate and ultimately graduate programs that CMU offers. And it's all about pathways. To have the menu of everything that every potential situation an individual needs. It's so important to have our college aligned with CMU. I mentioned earlier that one of the new agreements, and Bob, I'm sure will want to expand on this a little bit, but we're very happy with a brand new nursing BSN completion transfer agreement that we have just consummated with CMU, and we'll be doing a public announcement and formal signing for that in the coming weeks. This gives nursing students, which are so much needed right now, an opportunity to complete their Bachelor of Science in Nursing without ever leaving the area. And the clinical sites that we share are among the best, not only in the state, but in the country. And they are certainly integral partners in this program. And bringing the best of academe partnerships with our regional K-12 districts and our universities have everything to do with keeping our best here, giving them every opportunity to progress through whatever pathway they choose, and having those potential employers involved in that pathway for internships and experiential learning. And those relationships continue to be magnified by our great partnership. Thank you for asking, Matt.
Yeah, you guys don't even need me here with you leading into that question. So I'm going to turn it right over to you, Bob. Can you talk about that partnership in nursing and really kind of talk about, some of the programs that you're currently offering that you think our listeners that have children and grandchildren should really be hearing about as to how they relate to jobs, which is what Tim is talking about. These are folks who are going to go directly into our workforce here in the region.
Oh, absolutely. And just to jump off what President Hood talked about and started off, the relationship between us and Mid-Michigan Community College has been strong and is only getting stronger and stronger. I really appreciate President Hood's leadership in those efforts. I do believe probably within the first week or two since he came on board a couple of years ago, we met down at Camille's right here in Mount Pleasant and kind of charted out some ways to continue to go to strengthen those relationships, and it's just been blossoming since. The nursing program is just the latest example. There's a dearth of nurses throughout Michigan, and even more so in the central Michigan and northern Michigan areas. And Saginaw Valley State University does a great job with their nursing program. I think they're the largest in the state. But even with that, we're seeing a dearth of nursing and professionals. And so for us to partner together and to develop a pathway for students to achieve that, our even current our ends to get their bachelor's degree, which is now the necessary degree for the licensure, is essential. And I mean, the great thing, and again, with President Hood and others, universities and higher institution educational, we compete on a lot of different things, but we also collaborate, and it's finding those niches where we can collaborate, where we can compete, and do the best for the state. And I think that's what some of the things that we're seeing. With regards to the second question, one of the things that we focus in on, again, with that mission statement, defined by the success of our students and our alumni, making sure our programs do lead to opportunities for employment. And we're very cognizant of that. At Central, we're very strong in the sciences, the technology, the engineering side, and we're playing a special role with the health professions, from our outstanding medical school to the nursing, to upcoming nursing school, to PT, to physical therapy, to PA, physician assistants, and on down the line. And we've always been a leader in that area, and we want to continue to grow. Our business college is booming. It's doing a wonderful, wonderful job in preparing accountants and entrepreneurs and financial planners. But we're also known for our education program, one of the top in the state. So we have a wide array of programs that truly lend themselves to employment opportunities. And I'll go back to, it's not just the technical skills, it's that transferable skills, it's those leadership skills that are so essential to those efforts. And to me, that's the important part. One thing I would like to...
Bob, we're going to take another quick break here. We're going to come back and keep jumping into the programs that are available. Really kind of want to talk about STEM, skilled trades. But I think what a lot of our listeners are focused on, how do we get our kids into any post-high school program that gets them into a career? And what does that look like after these messages?
Looking for bigger, bolder, better yields? Look no further than FSC. FS Envision Seed Corn and FS High Soy soybeans are here to change the game. Our seed products deliver winning results every single time. Your local FS crop specialist is ready to take your farm and yields to the next level. Ready to change the game with bin-busting yields at harvest? Reach out to your local FS retailer or visit fsc.com.
Reminder, Medicare open enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Have local Medicare experts walk you through the choices this fall. Medicare Choices is now M-Care Choices. Same professional assistance, but now with a different name. Does your Medicare plan include help paying for gas for your car, utilities, food and groceries, dental and vision, no-cost hearing aids, Medicare Part B premium credits? Call M-Care Choices, formerly Medicare Choices, today at 989-899-7820. No-fee service. Call the Medicare experts. M-Care Choices, formerly Medicare Choices, 989-899-7820.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Check out our huge selection of Patriot Lighting ceiling fans. They make a beautiful addition to any room while reducing energy costs year-round. Get the LED 52-inch Guilford indoor ceiling fan for $44.49 after rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through November 5th. Savings or mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in for Art this week while he's on vacation. And I have President Tim Hood with Mid-Michigan College and President Bob Davies with CMU here with me this morning. Question for both of you that I'm kind of going to open up is, what would you say to parents or students right now who are trying to figure out what they do when they finish high school and they're looking to get that career, to have a great life, to make money? I feel like society is kind of windshield wipered. At one point we say everyone's got to get a 4-year degree, and then we wipe her back the other one and go, no, we have to get people just the career training they need. And then it seems to go back and forth. What message would you give to folks that are listening today about what best positions people for careers right now?
I'll jump in and let Tim follow up. Here's, especially as a student coming out of high school, and this is where I was going to go a little bit before the break. We know that my father's generation, my parents' generation, typically worked at 1 or 2 businesses, all within the same industry. My generation is very different in that we may be in the same industry, maybe change industries once or twice, but we're going to change businesses or organizations 5, 6, 7 times. The next generation, we're already seeing this. They are not only changing businesses 5 or 6, 7 times, they're changing industries 3 to 4 to 5 different times. And so what I would encourage the high school students, the traditional age students right now, is to understand that they need a breadth of education and that they're going to be lifelong learners. Knowledge is changing so rapidly, technology is changing so rapidly that you always have to be learning and upgrading your skills. And so going into a university setting or a community college setting, a 2-year setting, getting your associate degree, a bachelor's degree, that's just the start. And to have it understand that you're going to gain some basic understanding of a methodology of the way to think and to grow and to continue to have that ability and knowledge that you will need to continue to be learning and moving forward. There's a great book written by David Epstein. It's called Why the Generalist Will Rule the Specialized World. And it really talks about how individuals with a wide array of backgrounds, a wide array of abilities, the wide array of able to ask critical questions and to also be part of teams that are very, very diverse in terms of their specialization. To me, that is the most important part. And so getting either an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree is just the first part. And it's that continuation that will continue to move forward. I never ask a student that's coming to CMU what your major is. I always ask, what's your passion? How are you going to change society? And then let that be the driver, because that is it will drive the individuals through the career and the passion that will lead to a job. Any major can lead to an amazing job. I used to work at a university in Oregon. I received my master's degree in marketing from the University of Oregon. There's a small company in Oregon that you all may have heard of. It's called Nike. They're pretty good at marketing. Do you realize that they very rarely hire an individual with an undergraduate degree in marketing? They know how to do that. They can just do it, so to speak. They're hiring people with history, anthropology, sociology, foreign languages, because they want individuals that will understand different cultures, to be able to communicate and be able to write and to think independently. And so to me, I would just encourage individuals to explore and to be open-minded and realize that this is the first start, and the options will be endless by earning a college degree.
And Tim, how about for you? Because the local community colleges generally do a phenomenal job of training direct for workforce, a lot that you do in skilled trades. What would your message be to the student or parent that's listening this morning about the importance of education after high school?
Well, I want to build upon some of the things that Bob wisely points out. And the sooner they begin with their opinion leaders, family members, mentors, teachers, the sooner these young students begin exploring and learning what their passion will be and how it will change over the years. I mentioned dual enrollment in high school. Parents, we want to help parents learn more about those opportunities and how in most cases those college credits come with little or no expense to the family. And to have nearly an associate degree or to be halfway through an industry recognized credential. And I want to emphasize that because many of the pathways and programs that we offer culminate in industry recognized credentials, which can be a key to a career, but they are also often considered and are considered as stackable credentials so that they can build towards that first degree or that next degree or that baccalaureate degree. It's not wasted time. And to be able to put together a collage of these stackable credentials or badges during the course of that individual's post-high school and while they're still in high school through dual enrollment education is to put them ahead of those who wait until after high school to start figuring out what they want to do. I personally think that community colleges, not just ours, but community colleges in general, are a great place to continue exploring what that passion is. And with the hands-on experiential learning opportunities, I'll give you a specific example of a partner that we have just been so pleased to have involved with the education of our students. There's a corporation called Lyceon. Within the past 3 years, they have brought to our campus nearly $1 million worth of 3D printing equipment in our advanced additive manufacturing lab. The CEO of that company and his team actually teach and prepare and help our instructors educate students how to use this equipment, and they provide internships for students. And right now in our lab at the Harrison campus, they're learning to use this super high-tech 3D printing equipment to produce prototypes for GM automobiles. So our students at our college are learning how to use the most advanced technology in the field for additive manufacturing. And then that same CEO is hiring many of our students. This is a message that really resonates with parents. Not only are they going to meet great instructors and great administrations, student support professionals at our college and at CMU, they're also going to meet and be able to work with and learn from potential employers who are very interested in the pipeline that we create. And we believe that this will be a model for other partnerships. We're already cultivating gifts in kind from other employers and industries that will magnify what we already have here in terms of learning resources. And in many cases, some of that learning takes place not only on our campuses, but then transitions over to the workplaces where these employers will hire these individuals to work and serve. So we're seeing our campus being broadened. We're seeing much more partnership and sharing of space, technology, not only with CMU, but again, with our school districts and especially with our employers. They are very interested in helping us craft pathways and curricula that fit what their new employees will need. And then I'll mention one more thing about that.
You know what, Tim? We are going to stop right there. We're going to take one quick break, one last break, and we'll come back to you after these messages.
Thank you.
Meet the dedicated team of professionals at McLaren Bay Region. They're committed to providing the best possible experience for their patients.
Hello, my name is Garrett Engelhardt. I'm the nurse manager of critical care at McLaren. We're a 22-bed unit. We take care of medically complex, critically ill patients. We work closely with patients' family and the entire care team for the best possible outcomes and experience for our patients.
When choosing McLaren Bay Region for your healthcare needs, you can trust that you'll be doing what's best for you and your family.
Hi, Art Lewis here. And after many years in several vehicles, I finally get to talk about my car dealer, McDonald Ford, on M47 in Freeland. McDonald Ford wants you to know they are now buying cars. You can sell your vehicle by beginning the process by simply sending 7 photos of your car to joe@mcdonaldford.com. Photos must be of the front, rear, left, and right sides, car's interior, dashboard showing vehicle mileage, and a photo of your title showing the VIN number. Receive an offer, and you decide. Payment is on the spot and includes all paperwork and lien release. Don't wait. Put cash in your pocket today and tell your friends and family too. Send your photos to joe@mcdonaldford.com. That's joe@mcdonaldford.com. Oh, by the way, mention my name, Art Lewis, and they'll throw in a free lunch with the deal. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland, devoted to helping and serving you.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we only need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why pay full price when you know you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals from Frankenmuth Corn Maze, Reality Check in Bay City, Applied Training Solutions, Music Mixology DJ Services, Unique Floral Design and Gifts, Frankenmuth Aerial Park, Bubble Tea Brewhouse, Daylight Outfitters, and so many more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in for Art this week. Before we went to vacation, Tim Hood from Mid-Michigan College was about to make a second point, and I'm going to come right back to that. Tim, felt like you had one more thing you wanted to clarify in that last segment.
You bet. Thank you. And I'll boil this down considerably. Funding. In addition to generous financial aid packages, and 70 to 80% of our students depend on some form of financial aid support. But now those employer partners that we're talking about are getting interested in investing in the education of our students. They are coming forward with more scholarships, and now we're seeing more paid internships, such as the one I mentioned with Lyceon. Some of those students are actually getting most or all of their education funded, but also working for the partner employer as an intern and being paid for that service to help offset the cost of a college education. And we're very excited about that, and that will continue to escalate in the months and years to come.
That's fantastic. So we're going to pivot here for these last couple minutes. Bob, it is football season. You talked about it being football season. God knows if I could talk about football all day, every day, I would, but that's not fully in the job description. But I believe you have a home game tomorrow night, don't you?
We do. We beat Northern Illinois University tomorrow night. I will, the listeners may say, wait a second, they're playing tomorrow night. How did you know he beat them? I never asked a coach who they play. I asked who we're going to beat. So we always go, you got to be optimistic. And so we play Northern Illinois tomorrow on Halloween night. It's going to be a spooky experience, but I predict that CMU will come out on top.
That is awesome. I love it because I'm excited for Monday Night Football as it is. I'm glad to know I don't have to stop watching football on Monday this week. I keep going right into Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Snack action, as we call it.
Yeah. So, Tim, I'll ask you because I think a lot of folks are clearly aware that CMU is a Division I school playing Division I athletics here right in the Great Lakes Bay region. But you guys have a pretty robust athletics program as well at Mid, correct?
We do, and kudos to Bob and CMU for their outstanding, not just athletics, but co-curricular programs in general. And we've just added a couple teams. We've had phenomenal baseball, basketball, softball, bowling teams. All of our teams at Mid-Michigan College made it to national competition tournaments this past year. And most of them, if not all of them, finished in the top 10 in their division. We added 2 teams this last year. We added a clay target shooting team. In their first year, last year, they won the conference, and this includes competition against universities as well, and went on to a national tournament, finished in the top 10 in the nation. And then we have started a bass fishing team, and we had 2 of our anglers qualify for the National BASS tournament in Florida last year. We're looking at adding other co-curricular activities, and it won't just be athletics. We feel that giving students opportunity to get engaged in things they have passion for, that in some cases connects with their academic pursuits, but in many cases, something that they just love to do and are looking for a place where they can enjoy that along with a great education. So we're very proud of those opportunities, and we'll continue to grow them.
Hey, well, I just want to thank you both for being on today. We're going to have you on again because there's so much more to cover. If you're interested, folks, go to midmich.edu for information about Mid-Michigan College or cmich.edu for Central Michigan University. You guys have a great week, and we'll be back after these messages.
Thank you, Matt.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Exergen thermometers are proven to be more accurate than non-contact thermometers. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Clinical studies have proven that non-contact thermometers are inaccurate and can miss fevers. Accuracy matters. That's why the Exergen thermometer is trusted and used by medical professionals. Exergen thermometers are available at Walgreens and other participating retailers. Choose a trusted and accurate thermometer for personal use. Learn more about why accuracy matters at Exergen.com.
The back-to-back Big Ten champions are hungry for more.
He's in the clear, to the 10, to the 5, tipped and intercepted.
What a great catch.
Into the blue, touchdown, Wolverines.
Join us each week as Doug Karsh, John Jansen, and Jason Avant bring you every exciting moment from the 2023 Michigan football season, right here on your home for the Wolverines.
University of Michigan football, brought to you by Lingle Equipment, returns November 4th on 790 AM WSGW.
So that wraps up this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Up next, I'm going to have my other friends from Mount Pleasant, Liz Conway with the Mount Pleasant Chamber and Alicia Pasquale with the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation. But first, the news.
From the premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Peter King, and we have breaking news from Detroit. GM and the United Auto Workers have reached a deal to end their part of a nearly 7-week-old strike, just confirmed by WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
The tentative agreement coming after the UAW added more pressure to General Motors over the weekend by adding its big plant in Spring Hill, Tennessee to the walkout. The deal expected to meet similar agreements at Ford and Stellantis, which included 25% pay raises, cost of living adjustments, and job security guarantee.
The soundtrack to life in Gaza. It's a never-ending stream of Israeli missiles and artillery as they continue to attack what they say are Hamas hideouts, some 600 in the past couple of days. Correspondent Ian Lee.
Israel expanded ground operations in Gaza over the weekend and launched.
Hey, Liz, I'm going to pull you into the stream real quick just so we can test that audio out. Can you give me just a say something real quick?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Liz, can you hear me?
Test, 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 test.
It sounds all right to me.
Okay, perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Video posted on social media appears to show a frenzied mob storming the main airport in the Dagestan region of southern Russia, searching for Israeli passengers and surrounding a plane that reportedly arrived from Tel Aviv in Israel.
Remembering the 18 dead in Maine.
More than 1,000 people gathered for an evening vigil in Lewiston, Maine to mourn and remember the 18 people lost in the state's worst mass shooting ever. Kayla Maria's uncle Steve Vozilla was among those killed.
Tonight was so beautiful, like the church, the interpreter, the deaf community, like everyone was there. It's just like, it felt like love there.
A 40-year-old man opened fire in a bowling alley and then a bar before dying from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
A national pharmacy chain faces a strike. Here's CBS's Matt Piper.
More Walgreens walkouts. Some pharmacy staff will once again walk off jobs today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. They claim unsafe working conditions and a strain to vaccinate people. It follows walkouts 3 weeks ago. There are 9,000 Walgreens stores across the country, but these stoppages are said to affect hundreds of stores.
In early trading, the Dow is up 290. This is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you. With Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution, you can attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
Before it's too late and white mold becomes a problem, you need to ask your seed dealer for heads-up seed treatment. When raising soybeans in the Midwest, you know the risk of being caught unprepared. As heard on Ag PhD, there are several steps you can take prior to planting for a successful management plan against white mold. Compatible and cost-effective season-long protection starts now by asking your seed dealer to apply Heads Up to your bean seed order. For more information, visit headsupst.com.
Reminder, Medicare open enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Have local Medicare experts walk you through the choices this fall. Medicare Choices is now M-Care Choices. Same professional assistance, but now with a different name. Does your Medicare plan include help paying for gas for your car, utilities, food and groceries, dental and vision, no-cost hearing aids, Medicare Part B premium credits? Call M-Care Choices, formerly Medicare Choices, today at 989-899-7820. No-fee service. Call the Medicare experts. M-Care Choices, formerly Medicare Choices, 989-899-7820.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STRONG for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STRONG for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STRONG.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 37 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchup. Firefighters in a rural area of Saginaw County responded to a submerged vehicle accident Saturday morning. The Tri-Township Fire Department says crews were sent to Brant Township around 7:30 a.m. after a black SUV entered a body of water. Officials say the driver was able to break the window of the vehicle and escape with only a minor injury. Firefighters were unable to locate the SUV at first, using a local resident's kayak and a pole to probe the murky water. The Saginaw County dive team responded to the scene and located the vehicle under 14 feet. Crews were able to pull the SUV out of the water with help from the dive team. No other injuries were reported. Saginaw police seized 3 illegal handguns during a traffic stop on Friday. According to the state police, the firearms were confiscated around 7 p.m. on Beechwood Street. Authorities say 2 Saginaw men aged 19 and 23 were arrested on felony weapons charges. Both are lodged in the Saginaw County Jail. On November 10th and 11th, Midland's annual holiday open house will take place. WSGW's Gavin Wickert reports.
Winter tourism is really, truly one of the biggest economic drivers that we can see, because of the fact that our small shops and our restaurants have the ability then to employ year-round, to make sure that we have an opportunity to continue to have that economic impact and growth. So it's a vital part of us being able to be a year-round economy.
And we'll have that report in just a few moments. Right now, WSGW News Time, 10:07.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses' trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency water heater replacement or planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to fit every budget, experienced estimators, and state licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
And now here's that report about the holiday open house in Midland with Gavin Wickert.
During the open house, you can view multiple different holiday scenes being painted by brush monkeys across over 30 locations. Some of these locations are Ace Hardware and Sports, Great Lakes Loons, Molasses Smokehouse, and Way to Wellness. The open house will also have stores presenting unique holiday items, new merchandise, and special services. Visitors of the open house may register to win a specially decorated holiday wreath, with a different one at each location to be given away at the end of the event. For the full list of participating locations, please visit downtownmidland.com/events/holiday-open-house-2. Gavin Wickert News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
Federal conspiracy and mail theft charges have been filed against two men accused of robbing two mail carriers in Taylor and Northville Township. In a criminal complaint, the FBI says Michael Smith Ellis of Detroit and Terrence Tucker of Inkster took keys from a letter carrier at gunpoint at the Courtyards apartment complex in September. They were arrested earlier this week after allegedly robbing another mail carrier of keys in Northville. Federal agents say Smith Ellis worked for Amazon and would rob mailboxes in the late night and early morning hours while delivering packages. A detention hearing is scheduled for today. There's something new for Michigan voters. After voters approved a ballot proposal expanding voting rights, clerks who are putting on local elections in November are starting early voting. 12 counties and municipalities, including Oakland County, volunteered to run the early voting sites. Days and hours will vary depending on the jurisdiction, but many of the early voting sites will be open today. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 10:10. I'm Mike Percha. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
A little bit of a colder forecast is in store for the next couple of days. We only have a high of 41 today with a northwest wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour and a couple of isolated rain and snow showers, particularly in the lake effect belts and our northwestern locations. For tonight, just partly cloudy with a low of 27, and our wind will start to turn towards the southwest with a speed of 5 to 10. Then on Tuesday, Halloween, mostly just some afternoon and evening rain and snow showers, but that chance is definitely there, especially by the evening time frame. We'll only have a high of 40 on Tuesday. Temperatures falling into the 30s by trick-or-treating time, so you'll want to bundle up if you are going to be heading out trick-or-treating, especially as wind chills will start to fall into the upper 20s. By Wednesday, we'll also have a high of 41. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Right now, it's 37 degrees at WSGW.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome to the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan, President and CEO of Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, filling in for Art this week. Art is on a well-deserved vacation here and is back with us next Tuesday. So we're going to chat quite a bit about things going on across the Great Lakes Bay region. And we're going to continue with our theme of Isabella County today. We really kind of wanted to talk about the west side of the region, and we had a great hour with our presidents from CMU and Mid-Michigan College in the first hour. But here in the second hour, we're going to shift to my good friends Liz Conway, the president and CEO of the Mount Pleasant Area Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning.
And Alicia Pasquale, the president and CEO of the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Liz, we're going to start with you. For our listeners, let's go really big picture. What is the Mount Pleasant Area Chamber of Commerce, and what work does a Chamber of Commerce do in your community?
Sure. Well, we have existed for over a century. I believe we started in 1901 as the Board of Trade, and over the years, the Chamber has really remained focused on businesses in our community. Our mission is to foster economic vitality by strengthening businesses. We have about 450 members currently, and we look to provide opportunities for networking, connection, credibility, visibility, discounts, and resources. And so we're here for our members to help them succeed.
Fantastic. And Alicia, for those that are listening that may not be familiar with the work of a community foundation, what exactly does the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation do on a daily basis?
Well, this is a lovely question, Matt, because I've been in this role for about 7 months now. And the number one thing I've learned is that you can't educate people enough on what a community foundation does. So in short, we are here to do good work for our communities in a variety of different ways. So our foundation specifically has scholarship opportunities for individuals. We have grants, competitive grants that people can apply for and that we hand out. We can also be proactive in our grant making. So if there's a big project in our community that we want to support, we can decide as a board and as a team that, yes, this is something we want to get behind and grant some money to whatever that initiative may be. But we cannot do this without having funds, right? So people have trusted us to endow their gifts, and we then become good stewards of the gifts and invest them so that they continue to grow year over year. And then we use those investment earnings to give back to the community. And that's how we sustain our business.
Fantastic. Well, I'm gonna chat a little bit more about your organizations here in a few minutes, but I'm gonna put you guys both on the spot. One of the things I love to do in this job is to be able to educate people about what makes the Great Lakes Bay region great. And we're probably approaching 11 or 12 years since Isabella County joined the Great Lakes Bay region, the construct, and have really become part of that brand. For our folks on this side of the region that may not know Isabella County as well, what do you want our listeners to know about Mount Pleasant, Isabella County? Well, this is an opportunity for you to tell everyone why Isabella County is so great. And I'm going to ask you to go first, Liz.
Yeah, I'll start with our small businesses. We have so many small businesses here that really create culture and make our community unique. And I can name a ton of them right now, but if you just drive down the streets and take a look, we have wonderful restaurants. We have wonderful stores. Anywhere you look, you can see all the small businesses that really create the uniqueness of Mount Pleasant. And I've mentioned this before at a regional event, but we also have the tallest point in the region called Bundy Hill. And it is a beautiful hiking trail up to the top, and you can see out over Isabella County.
So, Liz, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit more when we talk about some of the businesses that are there. I think everyone obviously knows home to the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe, home to Central Michigan University, McLaren and Michigan with medical facilities there. You have a unique industry in being the wood chipper capital of the world. What does that mean?
Well, we have two very large wood chipping companies here in Isabella County with Moorbark and Bandit.
Yeah, I always joke, my only experience with wood chippers is the movie Fargo and the poor scene where the victim's leg is being put in the wood chipper. We're not talking wood chippers like that. These are massive industrial wood chippers where you can put a house in to chip. Yeah. Like these things are gigantic, correct?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I had visited Bandit and I was asking about the windmill blades, and their wood chippers actually have the ability to chip those. And I just thought that was so fascinating.
It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's phenomenal. So Alicia, same question. What do you want folks to know about Mount Pleasant, Isabella County? What makes it so great?
Another great question, Matt. I think first and foremost, people need to understand that Mount Pleasant and Isabella County has more to offer than what you may think or what may be the big items. Kind of what Liz was alluding to, our small businesses or our small town community family feel. I mean, Isabella County is more than just Mount Pleasant, right? We have Beale City, we have Shepherd that has a Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival. So there's always something going on here in this community. And if you think for 1 minute that you're going to be bored when you come here, there's just no way. There's apple orchards to go and visit. We have a children's museum here. We have plenty of things to do outside. Our park infrastructure here is just phenomenal. Not only do we have city parks, but we also have countywide parks that have so much to offer by way of camping, swimming, hiking, even snowshoeing and cross are truly endless in what you can do in Isabella County, and we're also centrally located. So it's really easy to get to and really easy to do day trips to other neighboring towns that are real close to us.
So I got to tell you one thing that has blown me away about Mount Pleasant, and I truly feel like it's a hidden gem, is the downtown. Like I feel like a lot of people take downtown Mount Pleasant for granted, and there's reasons, right? I have been guilty of coming in for the night and going to Ruth's Chris and having a steak, and then going to watch James Taylor and losing money and giving some more to the Saginaw Tribune Tribe on my way back east, right? I've done that and haven't made my way all the way to downtown. But I have also done the same night where we've gone over to, let's say, Midori and had sushi, or gone over to Camille's. And your downtown is a magical little place, isn't it?
It really is. And I think it's little, but it is mighty, and it's ever evolving too, which is one of the coolest things to watch. As someone who has lived here since she was in high school, so a few decades now, or a couple decades, it's been really fun to see the stores transform downtown. And now I don't know all the details, but I know that our city is getting ready to revamp our city center next spring and summer. So that will be even more interesting. And it will make the downtown even more inviting, I think, with some added green space, some more parking. I believe that they're putting in some public restrooms right downtown. So really just trying to make it an inclusive place for people to hang out, feel welcomed, go grab a book at the bookstore, read it in the new park space, and grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, and Liz, if I'm not mistaken, you're probably sitting right in the heart of that downtown right now, aren't you?
Yes, the chamber offices are right downtown. And I was going to add that there seems to be a lot of excitement about downtown right now, too. So a couple of years back, we had a parcel right next to City Hall that was developed with Broadway Lofts, Green Tree Co-op Market, and ICCU just went in there. And so I think that has created it's just a new space for downtown. And now we're starting to see it. We have some new stores and some new restaurants and some more even to come, but also our festivals that are coming up. We have a holiday festival. We have a Halloween festival. And so just a lot of excitement happening downtown.
Yeah, there's no question. Liz, now you're a transplant. You came from another area where Alicia, and I've had to learn the lingo of Mount Pleasant, which I find interesting. So Alicia, you're like a townie, aren't you? Is that the correct term I'm going to use for Mount Pleasant?
Proud of it. Yep, you nailed it.
So
Matt,
you're
nailed
from
it.
like born, bred, raised, or you've lived a majority of your life there. You're a townie, right?
I sure have. Yes, this town has shaped me.
Liz, are you a townie yet? Have you become a full townie? Are you still a university, through the museum transplant? Do you get a certificate when you graduate to that? How does that work?
I don't know the definition. However, I think the amount of passion that I have for Mount Pleasant probably makes me a townie.
Alicia, do you have the power to just, name her a townie at this point so that we can make it official? Right now, I'm here this morning.
Absolutely. If it was up to me, totally. But I think Liz nailed it. I definitely know some townies who have been born and raised here their entire life, and they have half the amount of passion that Liz has for this community. I think if you talk to her for 5 minutes, you will be infected with all of the positive things that Mount Pleasant has to offer, and she'll leave you feeling really happy about life and in this town.
Well, Liz, by the power bestowed upon Alicia and myself by absolutely no one, we officially declare you a townie. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be back talking about all things Mount Pleasant after these messages.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why pay full price when you know you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals from Frankenmuth Corn Maze, Reality Check in Bay City, Applied Training Solutions, Music Mixology DJ Services, Unique Floral Design and Gifts, Frankenmuth Aerial Park, Bubble Tea Brew House, Daylight Outfitters, and so many more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. There are multiple reports saying General Motors and the United Auto Workers Union have reached a tentative agreement. GM was the last holdout of the big three. The company says the strike was costing it more than $400 million a week. GM shares opened up 0.5%. Also today, Canadian auto workers reached a tentative deal with Stellantis hours after walking out at midnight. The members of Unifor make the Chrysler Pacifica, Voyager, and Grand Caravan minivans. Stellantis shares opened up 1%. McDonald's reported a better than expected quarter. Earnings and revenue top forecasts. McDonald's says it was able to strategically raise prices, and it attracted higher income customers who were trading down. McDonald's shares opened up more than 0.5%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
At Simply Safe, our 24/7 lifeguard protection helps stop crime in real time. Because during a break-in, every second counts. And these days, every dollar counts. Right now, get 45% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. It's U.S. News and World Report's Best Home Security of 2023. Advanced Home Security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The WSGW online poll has to do with name, image, and likeness for Michigan high school student athletes. The Michigan House recently passed legislation to allow high school student athletes to benefit financially by entering into name, image, and likeness business agreements. About 20 other states already do this. Lawmakers worked with the Michigan High School Athletic Association to develop guidelines such as parental consent, barring agreements related to alcohol, prohibiting of wearing sponsor items. Now, it's estimated maybe 25 of the state's 180,000 student athletes might benefit. And this is just 2 years after college student athletes have been allowed to enter NIL agreements. So the poll question, do you think that high school student athletes should be able to benefit financially using name, image, and likeness? It's yes, it's no, it's I'm not sure. It's a vote you can make by heading to WSW.com, scrolling down the homepage, and finding the poll box.
Your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan filling in as a guest host for Art this week, and I'm joined with my friends from Isabella County, Liz Conway with the Mount Pleasant Area Chamber of Commerce, and Alicia Pasquale with the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation. So I have to ask a question, and I was joking with my guests in the first hour that the construct of time is no longer BC and AD. It's now before COVID and after COVID. And I'm sure that both of you, like myself, running an organization, find yourself in a unique position of, okay, we've made it through COVID as we knew the pandemic, right? Now, where do we move forward as an organization? So, Liz, I'm going to start with you. So, number one, how did the Mount Pleasant Chamber do really kind of weathering the COVID pandemic and coming out of COVID? Really, what's the direction of the chamber and how do you see your role in this post-COVID world?
Right. So I was not in this role during COVID. And I think a lot of what we did was help our local businesses find resources that they needed that were being offered at the state or at the national level. We also did virtual meetings, as many did. Coming out of COVID, I started in this role in April of 2022. And at that time, actually, and I've been open about this, there was an article, an op-ed in our newspaper about how Mount Pleasant is dead in the water. Not the same jobs aren't here. It's just not the place that people remember it being, which is okay. And I think that's what really kind of lit the fire for me to apply for this position, because I could see the really positive things about our community and opportunities for growth. And actually, since I've started in this role about 1.5 years ago, you can feel the hunger and the excitement of what Mount Pleasant is becoming. We have, since I started, we conducted several membership surveys now too, and are working towards our strategic plan to meet the needs of our members and our community. Chamber of Commerce sits in the center of the business, community, and government triangle, and we're focused on the future of our community. And so we're really working hard to make sure that we're playing that role appropriately.
That's great. And so, Alicia, kind of similar question, but as you hear that, and you saw that article as well too, and I think you were in a very similar position to Liz. You were not in your role during COVID. But now that you are, what's the role of the Community Foundation of Mount Pleasant to really help the community prove some of those naysayers wrong, quite frankly?
Well, as I mentioned in the first segment, our main focus is to do good in our community. And what that good is changes month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year. So during the times of COVID, there was a very specific need that our community had. And we worked with other community partners to make sure that we were meeting the needs of those individuals. Like, we partnered with United Way and did a very large grant to them to help support individual needs in Isabella County, because we as a foundation actually aren't allowed to give to an individual. We focus more on nonprofits and charities. And that's just how we're set up through the IRS and the government. But now that's different, right? So as we're looking to grow our community and people are back out and about doing things in the community, where is our space, and where's our place in that space, and what can we help with? And it's actually a question that we've been focusing on for the better part of a year. And since new, and actually 3/4 of my staff are new, we haven't taken huge leaping actions at this point in time, but it's something that we're always talking about and thinking about, so that when we are a little bit settled here in our office, we will be able to jump in and help with some of those bigger projects that might be happening in the community in a leadership capacity.
So, the last hour I'm chatting with President Davies and President Hood, Isabella County is uniquely positioned to fill jobs because you are home to so much talent between the community college and CMU, and then you have the tribal college, right? You're a college town.
Yes, we are.
What are you guys really doing to capitalize on the fact that you are home to so much talent, and how important is the relationship to CMU to the Mount Pleasant, Isabella County community?
Yeah, I can start on that. We are looking at a multitude of ways to partner, and we have been partnering with both CMU and Mid, and like I said, in a multitude of ways. One actually that we're working on really closely right now is with Mid, CMU, and Middle Michigan Development Corporation to take a look at internships. How can we get more students to intern here in our community and make it a competitive offer in hopes that they stay after and become a part of our community. But we're also looking at upskilling and ways that we can provide training. And we've changed, the Chamber of Commerce has changed a lot of our programming this past year, taking a look at how we're offering education to our members and working with CMU and experts at CMU and working with Mid and experts at Mid to make that happen.
Yep. And Alicia, from your perspective, I'm guessing that you, through scholarships, are doing quite a bit to make sure that students in your area have access to these higher education institutions, aren't you?
Yes. So that's actually a huge component of our strategic plan right now is how can we make college more accessible to individuals? And one of the ways that we can do that is by helping them financially. So every quarter, I would say we have the potential. Well, we definitely have the potential every quarter, but we have been adding new scholarships to our portfolio. We have over 100 scholarships right now that individuals can apply for. And this past year, I think it was about $116,000 that we passed out, and that grows year over year. So it's something to be proud of. But another initiative that we actually just created an endowed fund to support the student emergency funds at CMU and Mid-Michigan College. So if you're unfamiliar with those student emergency funds, they really come in clutch for those students who are in those final years, maybe even their final semester. And they had a very unexpected bill come up that is going to have them evicted from their home, and where are they going to live while they're finishing up these last couple months of school? So this fund is a one-time resource for students to help them out with these issues as they pop up. And we're really excited that we had a very generous donor step up to make this fund that will then feed support into the existing funds at those colleges and the university.
Such a generous donation and an important cause that really helps Isabella County function, and really seeing that investment in higher education is so important to the entire region, which is what we're going to talk about when we come back, is kind of your role in the greater good of the Great Lakes Bay region after this commercial break.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks, and how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out, building the highest quality doors in a wide variety of styles. Shop the best in-stock selection of doors, or design your door your way in-store or online at Menards.com. Get 11% off on an energy-efficient steel door only at Menards. Now through November 5th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Attention everyone on Medicare.
Whoa. Cut.
What? This is a Medicare annual enrollment ad.
Yeah, but for eHealth, we make Medicare easy, not stressful. You can compare plans in the Saginaw area from multiple insurance companies side by side.
So it's convenient.
And personal. Compare plans that cover your doctors, your medications, and your budget.
Personal.
Plus, you'll get free unbiased support from eHealth's licensed insurance agents with no obligation to enroll.
I see it now. eHealth's like a helpful guide, or
Your Medicare matchmaker.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. Medicare plans change every year. Find the plan for you by comparing all-in-one plans all in one place at eHealth, your Medicare matchmaker.
Nailed it.
Get started at ehealth.com or call 1-800-975-1891 to speak to a licensed insurance agent.
That's 1-800-975-1891.
All voices are paid actors. This ad is not from the government. It's from eHealth, an insurance agency selling plans for many insurance companies.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Good morning. How was your sleep last night? Today's workers are asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed and spend 1/3 of your life there, you need quality sleep. Get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. You can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest, assured that the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. If you have an RV or boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you. Can the box stores do that? Visit the Sanitary Mattress factory and showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road, Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
We're back on the Art Lewis Show here on Monday with Liz Conway and Alicia Pasquale from Mount Pleasant, Isabella County. And you guys have been thrown right into the middle of the Great Lakes Bay region. And I always get a kick out of it because even those of us here on our side of the region, there was never a vote, right? There was never a Tuesday where folks went to the ballot box and said, gee, are we going to be part of the Great Lakes Bay region? Even myself, when I've been in the role now for 8 years, I think everyone thinks I'm somehow responsible for it. I always laugh. No, I am not. I was living in Virginia when this was done. I would drive home and see the big rock on I-75 next to Birch Run that said, welcome to the Great Lakes Bay region. And I would always kind of say, what's that? I grew up in the Tri-Cities. So let alone for us, it being a new construct, it's definitely new in Isabella County. Liz, we'll start with you. Sure. Why is it important that Isabella County is part of the Great Lakes Bay region construct?
Well, first off, I wanted to ask about that rock. Can we get a rock out here in Isabella County too?
I actually love that idea. The question is, where are we going to put it? Are we going to put it on, 127 coming from the south? Are we going to put it to the west down M20? To the north? Right. Do we need multiple rocks? Somebody call J.W. Fisher. We need some big rocks, J.W.
Probably. And so working in the region for me has been really helpful. We partner a lot with the Regional Chamber of Commerce presidents. We meet on a quarterly basis. And being new to the Chamber of Commerce world, this has really helped me develop my knowledge. Best practices and what to do in certain situations and emerging practices and things of that nature. And so I'm very grateful for that regional effort. But also I serve on the board of directors for the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, and I'm thrilled to be a part of the Operation 40K. learning about how we can help increase population here in Isabella County as a part of that greater approach.
Yep. And Alicia, I know the community foundations from the 4 counties have worked closely together for years. How has it been for you coming into this role and really also kind of put into the middle of the regional construct?
Well, I should say first and foremost that joining the Community Foundation family has really been joining a family. Everybody has been incredibly friendly, very they want to know how things are going. They want to know how they can help. They're just outstanding individuals. And so I'm very pleased to say that I meet with the CEOs of Saginaw, Midland, and Bay pretty regularly. And I also know that I can shoot them an email like I did last week and said, hey, I need help with this. Like, what do you guys do in this situation? And I have 4 responses back, before the end of the day. So I think that they're good examples of what neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region should be. And makes me want to do the same thing so that we can be helpful if they ever have a question and it's actually something that we might have an answer on or experience in that we can share. And I'm also a big believer in not recreating the wheel. So if something is working somewhere else, why not borrow it and modify it to work for our region? And I think that that's one of the best things that has come out of these collaborations is that continued communication of what's working, what's not working, what can we do together, what might work for just our community, what could you steal, borrow part of to make it work in your community. And that to me is a beautiful thing, is working together for the betterment of all of our communities.
So Liz, as we look at kind of that regional approach, you have an event coming up here this week with a regional speaker, and really kind of your audience has become regional in nature as well. Can you talk about that?
Sure. The majority of our membership kind of falls in Isabella County. However, we have a good number of businesses that are not in Isabella County and that are, their headquarters are in Saginaw, Bay City, or Midland. And so we do have some of our members come up to events that we have. This week on November 1st, we have our Daybreak Mount Pleasant. It's our breakfast networking event. And we're having Dr. Matt Samaki come and talk on mental health.
Yeah, I can tell you, I had a chance to attend one of those this year, and I was thrilled at the attendance from across the region. And I feel like, we broke down a little bit of the barriers of, wow, I am not going to a 7 a.m. event in Mount Pleasant. I have to leave the night before, right? It's a quick trek down M20. And no, it's been great to really kind of see more of a regional presence in Mount Pleasant. And I hope that you guys have definitely felt that and experienced that here in your roles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take one last commercial break. But when we come back, we really want to dive into how folks can get involved and engaged with both of your organizations after these messages.
We're not saying Brevant Seeds could beat every seed brand out there. We're just saying that a new way of doing things backed by constant innovation, over 100 years of ag experience, science and service, one of the world's largest libraries of corn germplasm, and utilizing the expertise that can only come from local ag retail has led Brevant Seeds to average more bushels per acre than the competition every year we've sold seed. That's all. Bucking the status quo. That's the Brevant Seed standard.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Hi, this is Jessica. It's time to check out United Financial Credit Union and experience the credit union difference. From youth accounts to retirement accounts, we can help you with all of your financial needs. Here at United Financial Credit Union, we've been committed to our communities since 1964 and strive to provide long-term financial stability to our members and their families. Whether you need a loan or are looking for a safe place for your savings, You will always be treated as our top priority. Not a member? Why not? It's never been easier to open an account. It's time for you to check out your local friendly credit union and see how we will put you first.
Must meet eligibility requirements, federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit newnordicusa.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20. So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan filling in for Art while he's on vacation, and this is our final segment for a Monday. Monday's moving fast, thank God. Alicia, we always start with Liz, and, we still don't know if she's fully a townie. So we're going to start with you this time, Alicia. For our listeners, if they want to get involved with the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation, what can they do? How can they engage? How do they donate? If someone's listening right now thinking, yeah, I really want to help students be able to go to Mid or to CMU, and they just may not be familiar, how can they really engage with your organization?
As I mentioned earlier, Matt, we have so many funds here at the Community Foundation. So people are more than welcome to send in, make a donation online, call us and make a donation to any of our existing funds that we already have in existence. So we mentioned the Student Emergency Fund, which is amazing. We also have the Women's Initiative Fund that is celebrating their 20th year this year. And they are a group that helps support initiatives for specifically women and girls in Isabella County. And then we also have another anniversary this year, a 30th anniversary for YAC, which is our Youth Advisory Committee. So those kids do amazing work. Basically, they're like a mini little foundation that does big things within the scope of their world for the youth of our county. So those are just a couple existing funds that are amazing that people can get involved with and support. But I always tell people that giving is very personal to you. I'm not here to tell you what to give to or what you should support. I can tell you all the different options that you have, but giving is something that is personal and should be impactful and meaningful to you, something that you're passionate and interested in. So whatever that is, I almost guarantee we have a fund for it already. But if not, you're more than welcome to start a fund here with us at the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Do people do that in honor of someone, in memory of someone? Do they do it as a family that is living and active and they just want to show their community support, how does someone start a fund with the Community Foundation?
They can start a fund with us by a simple phone call or conversation with me. And we do have about 5 different fund types here at the Community Foundation. So there are a lot of different options. So I always like to start with people to hear what it is exactly that they're hoping to get out of the fund. And from there, we can kind of narrow it down to be more specific to what it is that they want to do, whether it is to support someone in memory or in honor of, or maybe there's just an organization that's near and dear to their heart in the Isabella community that they want to support. That's more than that. We have funds set up for nonprofits all the time.
So I'm going to try not to get in trouble here, but you have an event coming up on November 8th, your annual breakfast in 2023. And I see the RSVPs ended on October 27th. Is there still wiggle room right now? If someone's
there may be
some
wiggle room.
The annual breakfast, do you have room?
It's funny because that's on my agenda after this, because I got in this morning and looked at our numbers and thought, holy smokes, these are higher than when we left on Friday. So I got to call the Comfort Inn, which is where we're going to be hosting this event, and say, do we have some more room? But I if you're interested, give our office a call, 989-773-7322. I'll be there along with my staff. And I know that Liz will be there too. So come see us in person.
Awesome. So Liz, same question for you. If folks are listening and they want to become a chamber member, if they're a young professional and want to get involved, if, I know you offer the Raleigh Denison leadership course, if they want to get involved in leadership, what are ways that folks can engage with the Chamber of Commerce, and what do they do? Who do they contact?
Well, the awesome thing is that we always have more room for members. We've been working so hard on engagement this year too. So our businesses join for different reasons, and that's okay. We're just looking to identify that. We have a number. I would say that we probably have 100 events a year, if not more. And so on our website, you can look at the calendar and find the events that are right for you. Not all of our events are just for our membership. So if you're not a member and you want to come and check something out, you can attend some of our events as not a member. But we have so much. We have the Raleigh Denison Leadership Institute. It's an 8-month program. We have the breakfast that we mentioned at Daybreak Mount Pleasant. We have our after hours. We do an economic outlook luncheon. We have a new program called Something to Chew On. That's about that's education, and that's during the lunchtime period. So we're looking to get people more engaged. And like I said, going to our website is probably the first place to start.
Yeah, and I would guess in your case, Liz, referrals are pretty important, aren't they? If you're an existing business in Isabella County and you're a chamber member, the biggest way you can show support for your local chamber is by referring another company to you guys to join, right?
That's right. We also, I should mention too, have referral groups where you can join and be in like a cohort of folks to make referrals for each other.
So we have about 1 minute left, and we're going to put you on the spot one last time. Let our listeners know, what is the biggest event in the next 2 months you're looking forward to in Isabella County?
This is tough, but I'll start, and I'll say probably the Christmas festival or the holiday festival downtown is always been a favorite of mine. There's usually a lighted parade. There's warming stations. There's all sorts of stuff. I believe that they're still doing a pancake breakfast, which, listen, I will take breakfast any time of the day, and I can't wait.
I'm going to say the annual awards banquet for the chamber, although that extends beyond 2 months, but that's March 2nd, and we highlight the Citizen of the Year.
I love it. Well, thank you both for joining us. You guys are doing great work in Isabella County, and we'll be back after these messages.
Thank
For
you.
3 days only, mark your calendars and cancel your plans. The At.he Appliance VIP sale is happening November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They're celebrating their new name by offering unbelievable deals and giving away awesome prizes. For 3 days only, At.he Appliance will have incredible deals on just about everything in the store. Deals on Maytag, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Electrolux, Frigidaire, and more. On top of better than Black Friday pricing, they pay your sales tax on items in stock. You won't find a better deal than the At.he Appliance 3-day VIP VIP sale. Great prices and great prizes. You can enter to win an ice maker, pots and pans, and even a full-size front-load washer and dryer. And while you're shopping and saving money at At.he Appliance, you can enjoy delicious treats, sweets, and beverages from our friends at Baines Apple Valley. Shop the VIP sale online at At.heappliance.com. Plus, make sure to stop into one of our 3 locations in Saginaw, Frankenmuth, or the outlet in Shields. That's 3 days, 3 locations, and better than Black Friday pricing at At.he Appliance.
If you know that sound, you know it's the sound of a bag of Pioneer brand Optimum Aquamax seed corn being opened. The sound of the most drought-tolerant seeds Pioneer has ever produced about to be unleashed into acres of unique environments. Innovation that turns unpredictable years into memorable ones, making tough conditions question their own toughness. Pioneer brand Optimum Aquamax corn products. Field proven and ready for yours. Visit pioneer.com/fight-drought.
Exergen thermometers are proven to be more accurate than non-contact thermometers. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Clinical studies have proven that non-contact thermometers are inaccurate and can miss fevers. Accuracy matters. That's why the Exergen thermometer is trusted and used by medical professionals. Exergen thermometers are available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Choose a trusted and accurate thermometer for personal use. Learn more about why accuracy matters at Exergen.com.
The back-to-back Big Ten champions are hungry for more.
He's in the clear, to the 10, to the 5, tipped and intercepted.
What a great catch.
Into the blue, touchdown, Wolverines.
Join us each week as Doug Karsh, John Jansen, and Jason Avant bring you every exciting moment from the 2023 Michigan football season, right here on your home for the Wolverines.
University of Michigan football, presented by Schaefer and Beerline Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat, returns November 4th on WSGW.
That wraps up this edition of the Art Lewis Show. Once again, this is Matt Felan. I'd like to thank all of my guests from Isabella County. Up next is the Focus program with Dow Credit Union. But first, the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Tentative deal sealed with the last of the big 3. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert has our top story.
GM and the UAW had been closing in on a deal late last week and apparently hit a snag of some sort over the weekend. The union gave GM a nudge by sending another plant in Spring Hill, Tennessee, out on strike. This tentative agreement should start sending those striking GM workers back to their jobs.
They've been striking for 6 weeks now. Israeli troops and tanks have begun attacking the Gaza Strip from both sides. President Biden has added his voice to international calls to protect civilians. The National Security Council's John Kirby tells CBS Mornings,
"We are not evaluating each and every strike they take, and we're not going to react in real time to each and every operation that they conduct. We have been in constant communication with the Israelis to stress the importance of respect for innocent civilian life, to respect the law of war, and to minimize casualties to the maximum extent possible."
Russian officials are condemning an incident at an airport in Dagestan, a mostly Muslim region in the country's south. CBS's Holly Williams.
Video posted on social media appears to show a frenzied mob storming the main airport, searching for Israeli passengers. Where did the passengers go? They yell at this airport staffer. "I don't know," he tells them.
20 people were injured. Former President Trump's eldest children are scheduled to testify at his civil fraud trial in New York City this week. Last night, a judge in his federal election tampering trial reimposed a gag order. Correspondent Scott McFarlane is in Washington.
Federal Judge Tanya Chutkan says some of Donald Trump's social media posts, including one last week in which he focused on Mark Meadows, his former chief of staff, could be threatening or intimidating to witnesses. She said a criminal defendant's First Amendment rights are not unlimited. Trump has argued he's being targeted because he's a leading presidential candidate.
Jury selection begins today in the trial of an ex-police officer involved in a high-profile death. CBS's Jim Krasula.
Former Louisville police officer Brett Hankinson is facing a federal court trial of violating Breonna Taylor's civil rights during the botched 2020 police raid that left her dead. Hankinson fired into Taylor's apartment the night she was killed. He is one of 4 former officers who were charged by the U.S. Justice Department with violating the civil rights of the unarmed 26-year-old black woman.
The Dow is up 308 points right now. Make that 320. S&P ahead 22. This is CBS News.
You don't need a job platform. You need a hiring partner. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. And it sounds like peace of mind, knowing our lakes will be better protected by placing Line 5 in the Great Lakes Tunnel. And that we've added extra safety measures while we work to build it, because we're committed to keeping the Great Lakes safe for generations to come. Tomorrow is on. Visit enbridge.com/line5 for more information. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 39 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Kerchak. Only minor injuries were reported in a crash involving a submerged vehicle in Saginaw County. Firefighters with the Tri-Township Fire Department responded to a body of water in Brant Township around 7:30 Saturday morning. Authorities say a dark-colored SUV went into the water, and the driver had broken a window swimming to shore, suffering only minor injuries. The Saginaw County dive team was requested at the scene after firefighters were unable to locate the vehicle under the water. The team located the SUV more than 14 feet down and was pulled out by a towing service. An Isabella County man has pleaded guilty to concealing his wife's body in a freezer. 54-year-old Terrell York was arrested on an outstanding third offense DUI warrant in April after family members of his wife, 67-year-old Patricia York, reported they hadn't heard from her in 2 years. At the time, York told police he didn't know where his wife was. However, investigators later discovered the body in a freezer at the couple's home in Deerfield Township. Authorities say Patricia died of natural causes. Prosecutors have dropped the charge of driving while intoxicated, but York still faces up to 5 years in prison for the charge of concealing the death of an individual when he is sentenced next month. The Castle Museum in Saginaw is opening a new exhibit this Wednesday called the Winter Wonderland exhibit. The museum will showcase a wintry theme from Saginaw's past, featuring images of snowstorms, parades, Christmas, and more. The exhibit will be on display daily through January. Visitors can see the display during normal hours 7 days a week. Visit castlemuseum.org for more information. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Hi, this is Jessica. It's time to check out United Financial Credit Union and experience the credit union difference. From youth accounts to retirement accounts, we can help you with all of your financial needs. Here at United Financial Credit Union, we've been committed to our communities since 1964 and strive to provide long-term financial stability to our members and their families. Whether you need a loan or are looking for a safe place for your savings, you will always be treated as our top priority. Not a member? Why not? It's never been easier to open an account. It's time for you to check out your local friendly credit union and see how we will put you first.
Must meet eligibility requirements, federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Drama at a Grand Rapids hockey game. Officials for the Grand Rapids Griffins said the actions of a few fans attending last Friday night's matchup against the Cleveland Monsters came at a steep price. The organization posted on social media to express disappointment at some fans who allegedly brought foam pucks for a fundraiser and chose to throw them onto the ice after a game-tying goal. The refs called a delay of game penalty, and Cleveland scored on the power play. Some of the fans were immediately ejected from Van Andel Arena. The Griffins are hoping it doesn't happen again. Tomorrow night is Halloween, and law enforcement officials around the state are hoping for a fun but safe holiday. Those officials say it's important for kids to be visible in the dark. You can add light or reflective pieces to Halloween costumes and walk with a flashlight. Here's Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard.
Unfortunately, I live in a world where we're concerned about all kinds of crazy, dangerous situations that we see, not just in America, but around the world, and copycats and the like. So any kind of gathering, we're always on guard, and we're always looking for signs and symptoms that something may be awry.
Bouchard suggests inspecting all candy before kids consume it. If you missed the drug take-back day this weekend, don't worry. State Police reminds Michiganders you can always drop off your unwanted prescription drugs at any State Police post in the state, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. However, State Police say liquids and sharps like needles are not accepted. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha. Here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
A little bit of a colder forecast is in store for the next couple of days. We only have a high of 41 today with a northwest wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour and a couple of isolated rain and snow showers, particularly in the lake effect belts and our northwestern locations. For tonight, just partly cloudy with a low of 27, and our wind will start to turn towards the southwest with a speed of 5 to 10. Then on Tuesday, Halloween, mostly just some afternoon and evening rain and snow showers, but that chance is definitely there, especially by the evening time frame. We'll only have a high of 40 on Tuesday. Temperatures falling into the 30s by trick-or-treating time, so you'll want to bundle up if you are going to be heading out trick-or-treating, especially as wind chills will start to fall into the upper 20s. By Wednesday, we'll also have a high of 41. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Current temperature at WSGW is 39 degrees.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
Good Monday morning, and welcome to the Focus program. This is Matt Felan, President and CEO of the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, filling in for Art this week as he is on a much-needed vacation. And this morning, I'm joined by the President and CEO of Dow Credit Union, Michael Goad. Good morning, Michael.
Hey, good morning, Matt. Great to be here.
It is. It's a small world. You and I got a chance to spend some time together just randomly last Thursday at a great fundraiser out in the community for the Can Council. It's a small world sometimes, isn't it?
It is. And that was a great event supporting a wonderful cause for the whole region.
Yeah, there's no question. So for our listeners, let's start out. I think a lot of folks still remember the DCECU, Dow Chemical Employees Credit Union. You are now Dow Credit Union. Can you talk about that name change and just the history of Dow Credit Union?
Yeah. So radical name change, right? We went from 5 words down to 3. But in 1937, we started a credit union. Actually, people before me started the credit union to serve the Dow employees. And over the years, that changed so that they then allowed family members, and then they allowed some other organizations and employers to join. And then also we added where people could join with a contribution to our scholarship fund, or now it's a contribution to our Multipliers for Good fund. So with a $10 contribution, people can join the Dow Credit Union. And so for years, we kept the original name, but it was confusing. It still had the word employees in it. And so it just made sense for us with our updated business model and our membership options for us to shorten our name to the Dow Credit Union.
Yeah. So Michael, you make some great points. So now you don't have to be affiliated with the Dow Chemical Company or something Dow related. Anyone that's listening that lives here in the Great Lakes Bay region can join and is eligible to join the credit union. But in order to do so, if they don't have that affiliation, they just make a donation and then they can become full members of the credit union.
Perfect. I call it Starbucks money. If we're not worth $10, then we're not worth it. And believe you me, we're worth it.
Yeah. And so for those that are listening, what's that distinction between a credit union and a traditional bank?
So the main distinction is that we are member owned. And so we are doing all of our work. We're making all of our financial decisions with our members as first in priority. We don't have to pay out dividends to outside investors. And what makes us unique at the Dow Credit Union is there are still a handful of credit unions nationwide that at the end of the year have a payout. It's technically called a patronage dividend. Okay. For us, we call it our give back. And we make a cash payment at the end of the year after the board looks at our financial condition, our earnings, and how much money we need to retain in the organization. This past January, we paid out $14 million to our members. And over the last 5 years, we are number 1 in the country. So I'm going to pause and say we are number 1 in the country for give back to our members. We've paid out over $83 million to our members.
This is how small the world is, Michael. It was last July, bought a new house in Bay City, and it was right before the interest rate started to skyrocket. And so we got in right at the right moment, and we were looking at lenders. And we had this weird contingency that we had to have this settled in a very short amount of time. And we called our credit union. We decided that the give back program was the best option for us. And I don't want to put you on the spot, so I'll say that you guys did it for me this one time, and it just worked out that way. You guys were able to close on our house in 1 week with your team.
Wow.
It was the most exceptional experience.
Well, it's a great story.
Amazing thing.
I'm glad I'm hearing that on the air, right?
Yeah, it was unreal. So we love the give back program. We think it's a great benefit, and we're rooting for a fruitful January. Let's put it that way. But we're going to take a brief message, and we'll be back with Michael Goad, President and CEO at Dow Credit Union.
The unmistakable sound and unforgettable music. Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort invites you to Christmas Jazz with Kenny G. Sunday, December 10th at 6 p.m. Tickets start at $34. On sale now at the box office and etix.com. Kenny G. Beautiful music for the most beautiful of seasons. Sunday, December 10th, showtime 6 p.m. at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
At Simply Safe, our 24/7 lifeguard protection helps stop crime in real time. Because during a break-in, every second counts. And these days, every dollar counts. Right now, get 45% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. It's U.S. News and World Report's best home security of 2023. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
Good morning and welcome back to the Focus program. Matt Felan here, guest hosting while Art is on vacation, and I'm joined this morning by Michael Goad, President and CEO of Dow Credit Union. So, Michael, you guys have historically really been located in Midland, and that was where your facility was, and ATMs have kind of popped up all across the region, but you guys had a big change recently with the opening of a branch in Saginaw. Can you talk about that?
We did. So first of all, we have members in all 50 states, and I give credit to those that came before me because they established a very strong digital credit union. So we have great online and mobile banking device options. And so that has facilitated our growth around the country and even throughout the region. But as we looked at the Great Lakes Bay region, it just made sense for us to add this office. We found a used office, a prior bank branch at 5420 Gratiot Road. We were able to buy it, renovate it, and open that branch on August the 28th. So it was a great process for us, working with the township, working with the Saginaw Chamber of Commerce and all of our friends over here. And since August the 28th, we have 164 new members and $6 million in new deposits. So we are off to a strong start.
Wow, that's quick. You guys really got off and running. So, I know it's premature, but when you see that you guys open one, the questions are already going to be asked. Is there a plan to continue looking at other areas where you may open branch facilities, especially, let's say, in the region in Bay or Isabella counties? Any ideas on whether you guys may consider that moving forward?
It's an obvious question, and I'll just tell you this. Right now, we're focused on getting this branch up and running and successful, and we're going to think long-term about what's the right thing to do in the future.
Yep, that makes complete sense. So for folks that are listening, it's definitely been an interesting last 2 years with the economy, with the general loan business. Let's call it the loan business, whether it's mortgage, car loans, RVs, boats, etc. We've seen those rates skyrocket, but at the same time, we've seen that suddenly, savings accounts are offering a dividend that's worthwhile again. What would you say to our listeners about what's happening with interest rates and how can they really be savvy out there and great shoppers and best benefit from working with Dow Credit Union when they're buying that new home or house or SUV, etc.?
Yeah. So just some quick broader context. The Federal Reserve, in order to lower the inflation rate, they moved short-term interest rates from 0.25% all the way up to 5.5%. This is the fastest increase in short-term rates in over 40 years. So it's really unprecedented. They did that to put the brakes on the economy. And guess what? They did. And so it has lowered a lot of the rates of lending. You look at housing activity, and that has slowed down. Now, people are still spending because of a lot of the savings that was built up with the government disbursements of funds during the pandemic, and also just people's savings habits. They built up some extra money. But the Fed is put this high interest rates in place to slow things down. Now, what it means is that loans cost more, but it also means that deposits finally pay something. And so at our credit union, we have our premium high yield account, and we have one where it pays a member saver reward. And then we have one that pays a little bit higher rate, but no member saver reward at the end of the year. And that money market rate is 3.5%, which is super high. And then we're also have a 3-month CD at 5.65%. And so we've seen a lot of interest and a lot of activity around those two products.
Yeah, I bet. And for, those that may have gotten sticker shock with the interest rates on their new car, there's a way to balance that if you invest correctly into those more higher yield savings accounts. Now you can balance that out now a little bit, can't you?
You can. It used to be that savings accounts were so low that interest on deposits was it was very, very low. And that is, like you said, the upside of this higher interest rate environment.
Yeah. So the other part in the last couple of years, we've seen some financial institutions fail. Why is an organization like Dow Credit Union better positioned and not in a spot where they're going to be susceptible to that type of failure?
Yeah, the failures that we saw in early 2023 really had to do with management reaching too far. They were taking too much risk in their investments, and they also didn't understand the volatility of their deposit balances. And we've been very careful to be able to understand and manage our credit union conservatively, both on the deposit side and also on the investment and loan side.
Yep, that makes sense. So one thing that I have definitely noticed with you guys, especially this year, and it stuck out more than in other years, is you guys are kind of everywhere suddenly. You had been a Midland-centric organization, but you've really gotten engaged across the region, and you're really engaged in community. How is Dow Credit Union engaged in our Great Lakes Bay region community and your Midland community? And why do you find that so important?
So awesome question. We want the credit union, not only do we have national members, we really want to focus on being a regional credit union. And personally, my wife and I are striving to be regional citizens. I've become very involved in the whole region, not just in Midland. I'm on the board of fellows at Saginaw Valley State University. I'm on the board at the Can Council. I recently joined the board at the Saginaw Bay Symphony. Our credit union is active in supporting areas like Hidden Harvest, where our CFO is on the board of Hidden Harvest. We've also been donors to not only the Can Council and the Symphony, but also to Bridge the Gap and Youth Development Corp, along with several other wonderful nonprofits in the region.
So as folks are listening here this morning, and you may have gotten their attention and their interest with why you're a great community player and why you offer such great products and service, how does someone come in and join? Do they need to go in person? Do they call? Where do they go? What are their options? But for those that are listening and driving around right now in their office and looking to join Dow Credit Union, what's their move?
Yeah. So for anyone, you can go to dowcreditunion.org and you can see the linkage there for membership. Or you can stop by, of course, our office in Midland, but also our new office at 5420 Gratiot Road in Saginaw.
And that's phenomenal. And once you're a member, what are the different ways that you can service accounts? It's are you in the world of the app? Are we online, in person, by mail? What are the options that people can really get their financial services done with Dow Credit Union?
Absolutely. So clearly, we do 98% of our transactions are digital. And so we do some in person, but it's mainly via online, via the mobile app. I was just talking to a new member a couple of weeks ago about remote deposit capture for depositing checks and all that can be done long distance. We have a wonderful call center called our Member Care Center, and they are standing by and ready to help members also.
Michael, this is fantastic. Appreciate all that you guys do in the community. Really appreciate that give back program and rooting for strong financial health of Dow Credit Union. Thank you so much for being here today, and you have a great week.
Thank you, Matt.
That wraps up this edition of the Focus Show. Up next, the news.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this